Hey everyone, welcome back to the JavaScript course. So in this video, we'll be exploring about arrays inside of JavaScript. And if you find this interesting, let's get started right away. So in this video, we'll be exploring about JavaScript arrays. So inside my VS Code, I've opened up my index.html file, style.css file, as well as my script.js file. So there is some basic boilerplate code inside my index.html file and some basic styling given to the style.css file. And there is a basic console.log message inside my script file. So now let's start exploring about the JavaScript arrays. Okay, so let's say we have some list of items. Okay, first let's write down all the items inside our JS file. So let's say const item1 equals to box, const item2 equals to, let's say, pen, and then const item3 equals to pencil. All right, let's write down the last one, that is item4 equals to book. Okay, so essentially we have four items. So let's say we want all of these items to be in a single variable that is holding all of these values. So for that reason, we are going to make use of something called as arrays. Okay, so arrays is going to hold one or many items inside of it, which is separated by commas. Similar to objects, even objects holds many values from 1 to n. Okay, so for that reason, let's make all of these items come into a single array. Okay, so inside on line number 9, let's write const items equals to, so the way we write array is we open up the square brackets and then we just keep on writing whatever values we require over here. So pen, and then pencil, and the last one is going to be book. Okay, so essentially this is the items array. It contains four items which is separated by commas. Okay, let's see how exactly this looks inside a console. So let's console.log items and then check out the web page once. Okay, yeah, so there you go, we have four items inside our items array and the length is going to be 4. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to explore is about how to access each of the values that is present inside of the items array. So for that reason, let's initialize the value over here. So const first value equals to, we're going to access items and we're going to write the square bracket, and inside the square bracket we need to pass the index value we want to access. Okay, so essentially what happens is the index value is going to start from 0 to n, and since we have given 0, it's subjected to the first item inside the array. That is, 0 is pointing to box because that's the first item inside the items array. So essentially 0, 1, 2, 3, that's the way the index goes on. So let us console.log the correct value. So first value, let's come back to our console. Yeah, so as you can see, we are getting box in the console, that is coming properly. Yeah, so now let's say we want to access the last one. So for that reason, yeah, it's gonna be 3, that is 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so let's check that out. Yeah, so there you go, we are getting book as the correct output. So that's the way we access items inside of a particular array in JavaScript. Okay, so the next thing we want to explore is about how to create array. Okay, so over here, let's write a message which says creating arrays. Yeah, so first one is this one, as we have already written, that is by making use of the square brackets and then just popping up the values whichever we want into that particular array. Okay, so the next method is, let's say, const books equals to empty array, like this. So initially we are just passing an empty array to books variable. So now we are going to say books of 0 equals to, let's give first book. Okay, so essentially what we're doing is on line number 18, we are putting first book as the value, as the first value inside the books array. Okay, similarly let's do the same thing for the remaining one. So let's say second book, and let's say books of second equals to third book. Okay, so now let's console.log the books array. Okay, so save the file, check out the console. Yeah, so as you can see, we have the array created, that's first book, second book and third book. Okay, so this is one of the way to create array. Let's see the next one. So let's say const cart equals to we're going to say new array, and over here we are just passing the values whatever we want. Okay, so let's say we have a phone, and then we have a charger, and then we have a display. Okay, so this is one of the way to create a new array. So let's console.log our cart. Okay, let's come back to our console once. Yeah, so there you go. We have created the the third array, that is phone, charger, and display. Okay, so that is the way you create arrays, and then yeah, we can access the arrays like this as well. So now let's say we make changes inside the array. Okay, so let us just pretty much copy this. So instead of item, let's say item value, and let's make it a basket, and then eatables, or let's make it snacks, and then juice again. Okay, yeah, so now let's try to change the value of the array, and then let us see what happens. So let's say let's first access the correct one, that is item value of 1. So we are accessing the first the second item, because we are passing 1. The indexed value starts from 0. So yeah, now it's pointing to eatables. So let's say equals to, let's make it to something else. Let's say reference for now. Okay, so now we are changing the value, that is the value of the second word to be reference. So now let's console.log the item value. Okay, so it should be changed to reference after we have made the change to that particular word, right? Yeah, so as you can see, we are getting a basket, reference, and then snacks and juice. So that's the way you change or manipulate that particular data inside a particular array. Okay, so now let's look into the next thing, that is let's calculate the length of a particular array. Okay, so to find this is the basic method that we are going to start with, the array methods. So to find the length of the array, yeah, so pretty much like a string length, there is a built-in function for array length as well. So let us initialize const array length. So let's say we're going to find the length of this array, that is item value. So for that reason, it's going to be item value dot length. Okay, so let's get the value out. So console.log array length. Okay, so essentially we should get 4 as the output, because there are 4 items present inside the items array, right? So let's go check that out. Yeah, so as you can see in the console, we are getting 4 as output because we have 4 items. And let's also look into the type of array. So it's going to be object, as we have looked in the previous videos. So let's say const type equals to type of, yeah, let's check the type of item value. So essentially it's going to give us an object inside the console. So console.log of type, save the file, then come back to the console once. Yeah, so there you go, we can see the object coming over here. Okay, so that's the way, that is the type of an array is also an object, it is not an array. So now let's look into the next one, that is an array of objects. So let's say we have some random data. Okay, and this is going to be an array of objects. So essentially we have, let's say, 3 items in this, and each of the item has some particular information. Okay, let's say we have a unique ID, and then we have a name, just going to be some random name. So computer, so price, let's keep it 12,000. And yeah, the second item, as I told, each one of them is going to have a unique ID, and it's going to have other attributes as well, like name and the price value. Okay, so let's write down the last one. So name, let's say car, and then price is gonna be some random number. Okay, yeah, so over here from line 37 to line 53, this is known as array of objects that is present. So inside this array we have each objects, Okay, each one of the object is going to have a unique ID, a name, and then a price tag. So let's console.log the random data. Okay, so let's come back to our console. Yeah, so there you go, we have three items. The first item is subjected to this value, and similarly the other two objects, and the length is going to be 3. Okay, so that's the way you write and know about this thing, that is the array of objects. So this will come and help when we want to map something and we need to display some data from this particular array of objects. Okay, so I think we have explored about the arrays from the beginning, that is how to create arrays and then how to access different values from the arrays, and also about the array of objects. Okay, I think that's it about the basics of array in this video. Let's see you in the next video, and then thank you for watching.